Tell me what your life was like before you died.
I had two children, or I still got two children, what am I saying? They're adults. They're adults now. They're like 27, 29. It's like they're your children forever, but it's now they tell me what to do, so it's a bit different. But at the time they were 7 and 5. And it's just like, it's like all of us, when we're rushing the 9-to-5 job, you've got to pay bills and things are going on in your relationship, you're unhappy, and there's so much going on, and you just feel torn and pulled in different directions. And I remember that morning that I was rushing to get the children ready for school, and I had to go to work because obviously I had to make ends meet and pay the bills and everything. And it's like all of us, you then get caught up in the detail of like you think that time's always promised. You always think that you're always guaranteed the next breath. Yeah. And you just think you'll put things off, or you think you do things later. And if I'd known that was that day, when the day before, that I would never or wouldn't be able to put my son to bed or my daughter to bed for about 4 years because I couldn't walk, then I would have done things differently. So the night before the accident, he's got a bunk bed, my son, and my daughter had her bedroom, and I go up and I read them a story. And I think even the night before, I was upset about my job, and I don't think I was fully present in the moment when I was reading them those stories, which pains me even today. That experience, that emotion I still hold. And then the day that it happened, I was rushing them, getting them into the car, and I got them to school. So they're 5 and 7 years old. And I remember I did kiss them on the forehead, but I was in a rush. So I didn't fully embody that. I wasn't in that emotion. I was rushing. So, my lips were just kissing their forehead. Bye-bye, gotta go, see you later. And that was it, and diving off. So I wasn't fully in that emotion. I wasn't that eye contact with them. I didn't hold them or anything. And that really pains me today. And I remember I got to the zebra crossing, the pedestrian crossing in the UK, in London, busy central. It was the Essex Road in Islington. It's a part of London. I remember getting there, and I thought, okay, someone had pressed the button. And I thought, well, if they press the button to say, okay, then it's going to go green, man, and you can cross it, I'll do this now. It's made my mind up, I'm going to do this. So I was like, okay, walking across, it was a middle island. And I remember that there were some people by the side of me, behind me. I think it was about 5 of us in total. And then I hadn't been practicing meditation at that time. I hadn't really been connecting to my guides. I'd been hearing information, didn't even realize we had guides, but I just thought somebody was always there to look after me, like my nan who died when I was younger. And at the time when I was standing on this crossing in the middle of the road, I heard my nan's voice. Now, she looked after me until I was 15 because I was taken out of my home environment. She looked after me because there's difficult times at home. So I was 37 or something like that at the time. And I heard her voice, and everything's going to be okay. And I was like, what? What's going on, And I remember thinking, look, I've got to cross the road. Shall I post the letter or buy the newspaper? If I post the letter, it means I walk straight across the road. If I buy the newspaper, I've got to go at an angle, whatever. So this was going in my head, and I still could hear her. And that was it. The human, that was it. I didn't hear or see anything. That was it. What happened was she said, buy the newspaper. Now, because she had said, go get the newspaper, I changed direction slightly. I was at an angle. So I was off to my right. And luckily, I had crossed the road at a right angle and didn't go straight across. Later, the police said if I'd gone straight across, my head would have gone through the windscreen of this van. There was no coming back. It would have been severed off. Knowing me, I would have put the head under my arm. I said, I'm ready, let's get on with it, get back to life. So on the crossing, I crossed at the right angle, and the van had hit me on my left-hand side. I didn't feel it at all. I didn't feel anything. When she said everything's going to be okay, go get the newspaper, that was it. And that must have been when the van had impacted me on my left-hand side. And I bounced, it threw me across the ground, I don't know, about 30 feet or whatever it was. And I bounced off the ground, and then I fractured my pelvis, I had broken my knee, I'd torn the cartilage in my knee, I had 7 breaks in my foot, I'd ripped my ankle, the Achilles was damaged, I had operations on that. My kidneys were damaged, they were bleeding internally, my spleen was damaged, my kidneys were bleeding, my ribs on both sides were fractured. But I didn't hit my head, that was good. But I was out, I was just out. I didn't know that had happened to me, I didn't know what had happened. And all I know is, the next minute I was aware was that I was looking down at something, but I didn't know it was my body. I was looking down and I could see and feel everybody's emotions, all their energy. I could feel it all. And I could see that they were worried and panicking. At no point did I feel any pain at all. And then while all this was going on, I remember I felt that I felt this light around me, this white light, and I felt very warm because this was in March 2002, 11th of March. And it was quite cold in the UK then, but I felt warm and I had no pain. And for me, it felt as if I was in sort of like a circular library, and I remember being there, and I remember there were like long corridors or long passages where there was loads of books and scrolls. It was like okay, thank you, I just heard, sorry, they just came in. It was a bit like what felt safe for my brain to handle. So they showed me the books and stuff. And I remember the books as it was being opened. I remember I had a guide. I didn't know it was called a guide at the time, but the work I do now, my guide was standing by my side. Sort of as the book opened, it was like magical. There was like things coming out of it and showing me my life, my journey of my soul, scrolls being pulled out. And it was like this large blueprint of like, not paper, but this, I don't know, something that pulled out that, like, I think they said it was like an architect of my life. So it was the blueprint of where I've come from. Okay, thank you. Sorry, they're here as well. So they're coming in. They know I'm a bit nervous, so they're prompting me. So it was like a scroll, like a blueprint of my soul, of the journey I'd been on. And they were showing me some past life stuff too. And I ended up becoming a past life practitioner now, learning about that. I understand now that our soul's on a recycle button, you know, like a washing machine keeps going round and round, they just said. And it's about our soul mission that each lifetime we're here, it's for us to look at the lessons of why we've come here, who we're meant to meet, and why they trigger off certain things in our lifetime. So I remember being there and this light, and I also remember feeling my nan was there as well. Now, I've not really mentioned this before, but I remember feeling that there were angels there as well, because I knew they were there protecting me, and archangels and stuff that are there. I obviously wasn't meant to die. They was meant to come in to protect me, that I was here for a great purpose, a great mission. And I remember feeling that everything I'd ever been through, or the work that I'd done, all the work that I'd done, that it was meant to help me to become the person that I'm becoming now and the person I'm going to be in the future. And they said not that there is such thing as past, present and future, it's what the human likes to see as past, present and future. So on that day I was shown all this information and I could feel into everything, feel into all the energy. It became very powerful and very strong. But I remember looking down and I didn't even realize it was me, Alex. I didn't know that I died. I didn't know what I was experiencing was what I was experiencing. I had no idea at all. And then literally I heard the ambulances come in and they had cut my clothes and they had paddled my chest with electric. I didn't feel it at first. I was seeing all this happening. I saw the paramedic, the bike arrive. I could see that from where I was being shown that. I was being shown the ambulance, but I didn't feel anything at all. It was only when they paddled my chest, the electric, my heart sort of jumped back, that then I felt so much pain. Now, the process of me not feeling that in my body, I was still shown and told so much information, so much. I was happy to be where I was. I felt I belonged. I didn't feel abnormal or crazy like I did in the 3D world. I felt I wanted to stay there, but I was being told constantly, you have a mission, you have to go back. I was constantly told this. I didn't want to go back. And then when I came back into my body, it was like, you know, the water slides that you get at a theme park. It felt like I was whooshing all the way around and down, and I landed back in my body. And then I felt the pain. I was screaming in pain. And from the ambulance taking me to the hospital, I literally lost consciousness. I was in and out, and I could see the top of the ambulance. I saw when I was taken to the crash team, had 3 sets of teams working on me. You know, and if I was fully there, I'd be going, oh my God, they're cutting my bra off. I'm naked at this point. I would have been embarrassed, you know, the normal human thing, right? But I was above my body looking down, and I was like, I could feel the tension. It was an out-of-body experience. So, you know, the heart was still going, but it was like an out-of-body experience at that point. So I could look down at the team, and then I could feel into all the team members what they were feeling. They were anxious. They thought that they were going to lose me. So the whole of my body was scanned, and there were so many breakages. And at one point, the spleen, I mean, 40 miles per hour was quite fast to hit the body. So the organs were still moving about. So they had to wait until the organ had settled down, and they couldn't go in to fix anything. It was just literally battered and bruised. And so they cut everything off. And then I was taken to intensive care. I was there for some time. And I remember the nurse who looked after me, she said, there were moments, she said, I could see your hand squeezing. And I said, where's my nan? And she said, there's nobody here. And my nan, who died when I was 15, in spirit form, she was by my side the whole time. So yeah, it was a good experience, Alex. It made me see life really differently. It made me think that before it was seeing is believing. Now it's believing you shall see, okay? Now I feel more connected as one with the universe. So I know there's more to this. I know now it's not necessarily about individuals' religions. Is that if that's how you connect, that's absolutely brilliant. If you connect with whatever religion, is absolutely fine. It's more about that spiritual soul message internally within you, and it's non-judgmental, and it's like endless, boundless knowledge out there. That I've always had this thirst for learning so much, and this is about us learning and getting as much out of this as we can. And it's about us being present in the moment to absorb everything as we can, any particular moment. Enjoy your life as it is now. And if it's hard, it just means you're learning something through it. It's one of those lessons, it's soul growth, and you'll get through it. You will get through it. But I think it's more important, like now, what I do with people is more important about teaching people to be intuitive so that they can help themselves. So like now, what I do, like through my own platform, is teach people to become more intuitive so that it helps them to understand their journey of who they are, so they can work with it. They can have their guides and say, oh, should I do that? Or connect to the higher self. So it's more now that I look at the soul wisdom and teach people through my new platform about connecting to their soul progression and helping them to understand who they are and what's their journey.